Hi, welcome to Diamond Custom Paint Shop. In this video, we're going to be doing a crystal effect on this helmet template right here. As you can see, I already did the effect. I finally think I got it the way I want it. I played around with it, all better part of last night, all different kinds of ways to see if I could get it the way I want it to turn out. And I think I find I'm getting pretty close with it here. But I'm going to go set this off to the side because at this stage it's pretty fragile before you put your black base coat on there. So let me go set this off to the side and I'll be right back here and I'll kind of explain to you the steps I went through, the trials and errors I did to get it to where I like it. So like I said, I played around with it last night for a few hours, kind of kept doing it, wiping it off and doing it again. That's the beauty of this too, is you can kind of play around with it. Once you put it on there and it dries, if you don't like it, you just take some water and wipe it off, maybe a little bit of soap too, just to make sure you get all the urea off there. But yeah, so my advice would be kind of take my advice I give here, how I do it, and then, go on YouTube and look at everybody else, how they do it. Because other people do it different than I'm going to end up doing it. And theirs look great. Maybe some of them probably look better than this is going to turn out. We'll see once I get that black base coat on. So yeah, go ahead and check out Infidel Graphics on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel and he does it on a mailbox, and his turns out really good. He applies it different than I did. I tried it the way he did it. He sprays his on with the spray gun. I tried it. It didn't work out for me, but I'm not sure when I tried to spray it, I may not have had my mixtures right. And I'll kind of explain what happened to me and what I think I did to fix it. So let's go over kind of the products that we're going to use to create this effect. First off, we'll start out with the urea here. This is just a fertilizer. You can get this off Amazon. I think a 1 pound, this is a 5 pound bag, but you just need a 1 pound bag. It goes a long ways. I think a 1 pound bag is like $16 for the 1 pound bag. The other thing you're going to use is distilled water. And I tried it with regular tap water just to see if maybe that was a little shortcut that you'd have to go buy distilled water. And I think I found part of the reasons why it wasn't flowing out right was maybe because I was using my tap water. I'm just kind of guessing here at what I think I did. But so in the end, I would recommend just getting some distilled water. And then the third thing you're going to use is either Chrystal, which is this. And you can get this off of Amazon for this 75 milliliter bottle. It'll run you about, I don't know, $12 to $14, I think. I can't remember what it was. It wasn't more than $14. But this will last you quite a while because if you fill up one of these, if you're doing 200 milliliters total of stuff, then you only use 2 milliliters or 4 milliliters of this for 200. So yeah, it'll go a long ways. A lot of mixture batches to do your trial and error with, like I had to. So I did a lot of batches using the Chrystal, and you can see how much I have left there. So there's the Chrystal, or you can use regular dish soap. I have some cheap, great value ultra dish liquid soap here. And this is what I have this out in my shop to wash my hands and, parts and stuff like that. So, and this is what I ended up using. I found this worked better for some reason for me, like I said, for how I wanted it to look. I wanted to get some long webbing going on, the crystals to be longer than rather a bunch of short ones. Looks like I started to get that. I couldn't quite get it with the Chrystal. I'm not sure if it had to do with the ratio. Maybe you need a little more, maybe a little less. I'm not sure, but when I did it with this the first time is the way that is right now. So, and it seemed like it turned out pretty good. And so the reason I think it works, what this does is I believe it helps it flow out onto your part, right, without separating and leaving gaps in it. So it allows the film to build across your part. And then as it dries, right, that goes away evenly. Where if you didn't use an Oxidol or a dish cleaner, it would just be like putting water on there. You'd get bubbles here and there, right? It wouldn't flow out across the part. So that's what that does. So I think that helps it kind of keep its flow out and to get the longer crystals. I believe probably the slower you let it dry, so a little bit cooler. As it dries, it has more time to kind of do its spreading thing. I'm not a scientist. I don't know if that's how it works. That's how I believe it was kind of working from my experience with my experiments I did last night. So yeah. So, play around with it, get both, try it out, try different ratios. I'm going to go over how I mixed it here in a minute and show you how I mixed it. And then after I have a video of me applying it and it drying. The drying part, I'll fast forward that part of the video because it took, I'll have to see how long it took by the time it dried on my video, but it was probably 15 minutes, somewhere around there. But I'll let you know in the video. I'll kind of print it up on there how long it took to fully dry. So, and then the other thing you're going to need is, like I said, the distilled water, but it needs to be hot. And the reason it needs to be hot is because this urea here looks like Dippin' Dots. It's just these little beads. So when you pour your water in, it's got to be hot so it dissolves those beads as you're stirring it really quick. So I borrowed this from the house. It's just one of these, I don't know what they're called, hot pots or whatever. It heats up your water really quick, so to a boiling. So I use this. Last night I was kind of running into the house, throwing jars of water in the microwave and then running out here to do it. But finally my wife was like, "Hey, dummy, why don't you use this so you can just have it out there and have it boiling hot?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I wish I would have thought of that last night. It would have made my life a lot easier." So that's what I used today when I did it. And that's what we're going to use again when we mix it. One thing of caution, so I'm mixing it, my mixtures ratios in these plastic cups. I didn't notice when this was boiling hot, like in this plastic cup, I had to hurry up because it was getting pretty soft pretty quick. So just be careful of that, what you're using to mix it with. So, all right. So yeah, so we're going to, I'll tell you what the mixture is. So it's basically 1-to-1, 1 part urea to 1 part water. And then, like I said, with this Oxidol, everybody that I've seen on YouTube, they recommend 2%. So whatever you mix is 2. So if you mix 200 milliliters of product, that's going to be what, 4 milliliters, right? Or if you do 50, 100 total, that's 2 milliliters. So yeah, so that's the ratio and that's what I tried when I did this. I think one time I tried to put a little more in, didn't really do anything that I could tell that I wanted it to do. And then with this dish soap, everyone I see kind of recommends the same, but a lot of people, what I watched on YouTube, they are just dropping it, doing a couple of drops in, and that's what I did. You'll see in the video, I probably could have used a little less because when I applied it on there, the bubbles from the dish soap were on there, but I remedied that problem pretty quick, and all I did, so it was laying flat, had the bubbles, and then so I just lifted the panel up so it was on an angle, and all those bubbles slid off. And I think that's a key too to part of this is when you lay down your layer, I don't know if you necessarily want big puddles, real thick film on there. I think it's better off if you kind of let that flow off, because a lot of the ones I saw on YouTube, the guys, they would spray it on there like with one of these, kind of apply it on there, and everything would just kind of run off because they would have parts like fairings where it would just kind of roll off. And so that's kind of where I got that idea, like And once I did that, it started drying up pretty good and looks pretty good. So like I said, you experiment with it to get it how you like it. And if you come across the way, I'm always wanting it to have those long spidery crystals on it. So if you find ways to make it better than I do, please let me know in my comments, because I'd love to know if you guys have any better ideas or get it right a little bit better by a different ratio or whatever you do. So yeah, all right. Well, let's. So it's 1-to-1 and 2% basically. So let's let me plug this. Oh, and then so here we have Lime Line's black base coat, which I'm going to be, after it dries. First I did silver base coat on top of that. Then we did the urea. So basically all the urea does is applies a mask on there, is all it's doing. And then so you're going to spray the black base coat over top of everything, light coat, and then you're going to wash that off. And so what's left is the urea mixture covered the silver base coat, so you're going to have black and silver left over. So, and then after that, it probably won't be in this video, but I'm going to do some candy colors on it, so kind of brighten it up, so that'll look pretty cool. So you'll get to see it in this video when it's in its black and white state. I'll probably clear coat it, so you'll be able to see it cleared, and then I'll do another video where I color it, and you can see that. So all right, well, let me start plugging this in, get this going, and then I'll start mixing up, getting the cups ready. So one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make my mixture in 1 cup, and then I have this, get one of these little paint filters, because you're still going to have some granules kind of left in there, and some, there's some dirt kind of pieces in there or whatever. You're going to want to filter it into another cup, and then from there I'm going to pour it into this so I can apply it on. I squeeze it on. So and so just so you know, when I tried to spray it on, I couldn't get it to flow out good. I don't know if it was my spray gun setting. Tried a couple different ways. I just kind of got fed up with it. And actually how I learned this is last night I was kind of fed up with the whole thing. I was like, screw it. And I had a thing of it in a cup like this, and I was like, well, and I just kind of poured it on it, and it smoothed right over, and I was like, oh, okay. And then I did remember people on YouTube kind of doing it that way, but I have a squirt bottle like this is kind of squirting it on. And so for me, that's how it worked good. I couldn't get it to work with the spray gun. Infidel Graphics, he was amazing. I don't know how he got it. I kind of did the same mixture. I think he does his 1.5-to-1 ratio is what he said, but still I just couldn't get it to kind of flow out. It was staying splotchy. I don't know if I was afraid to really blast it on there, or if I was blasting too much on. I don't know. So try it out, see what works for you guys. Okay, let's get some stuff in the cup. So I'm going to mix 100 milliliters of pellets, urea pellets. That's usually 2 of these. I know by now it's 2 of these cups, because I did it so many dang times now. Okay, there's 100 milliliters. Okay, we're going to pour that in this cup here. Then I'll use the same one to pour 100 milliliters in there of water. Then we'll pour it in there. And I'll show you I'll pour a little bit in, get it starting to mix, because my urea is cold. So it's going to make that water cold pretty quick. So to get everything dissolved, I kind of do a little, like half of it, and then another half of it. So, well, this sucker's boiling up over here. So we're going to pour this in here pretty quick, the first little half. Let me get my spoon, not my spoon, but my tongue depressor in there ready to go. Better get my glasses on. Okay, so 100. Here we go. Yeah, and you just want to kind of keep stirring like crazy. It'll end up dissolving. Another way I've seen people do this is they'll get an old, metal stovetop bowl, pan, and they'll put the mixture in there and they'll heat it up. The one guy I saw do it that way. It wasn't in his house. He had like one of those sterno heaters that he had out in the shop. He just had it put it on that little sterno stove thing and kind of heated it up and mixed it around as it heated up. So and I think the good thing is if you when you mix this, say I put it in this container, as long as I put the cap on that when I'm done, I think it'll save in there pretty good for another time. If you leave it open to air anyway, it'll start crystallizing up. I was pouring this into a mason jar, and I poured all this contents out of the mason jar, and I looked in the mason jar, I don't know, an hour or so later, and that looked way cool inside that mason jar. So I was like, I want that look on this part. How does that happen? So must have to do with how it dries, I would imagine. Oh, by the way, my booth, I was keeping it right around 70 degrees just for your reference of what I did. Okay, that's pretty good. There's a couple little granules left in there, but it's not going to make a difference. We'll mix that up. Okay, and we'll get our filter here. Pour this in here. I like to filter it before I add the soap or the oxidol. Okay. And then here's about how much soap I put in, just like a couple of drops. That's probably all you need. Because you know how far, you just got to think of how far dish soap goes in water. You know, it goes a long way. So that's all you really need. You don't need a bunch. And this time I put a little bit less in there than I did last time. I probably put another drop in last time, and I can already tell before when I did it, it studded up pretty good. And this didn't set up as bad. So this will probably be a little bit better actually. So yeah, just play around with your mixtures. That's all I can say. Obviously, you can do it exactly like somebody else did on YouTube, and it won't look anything like theirs for some reason. So it must have a lot to do with temperature and airflow and all that crap, you know, humidity. So I'm in Utah here in the winter, so the humidity's probably pretty low. I could go look on my little clock in there, has a humidity thing on it, but I'm sure I'm pretty low here. So there you go. Yeah. So that's mixed up, ready to go. So then put it in here. A little rubber funnel finally split on me, but I have this little piece left that'll kind of help me out. Pour that in there. Screw it on, and then you can, you know, squirt it out on your part like that. And you'll be amazed. It'll just, you put it on and it'll just kind of flow out. You'll see, and it won't leave any bare spots. Pretty cool. So yeah, then you put the cap on, and you should be able to save that for quite a while, I'd imagine. I would think maybe the air that's in there will start to crystallize some of it up, but I think if you just shake it up, it'll probably be okay to use again. So, all right. Well, the next thing you're going to see, I'm going to cut away and I'm going to put the video on that shows me actually applying this and it drying. Then we're going to cut away again, and then I'll be back and I'll be spraying the base coat on. And then after that, we'll do a video of me washing off the urea mask that's on there, and then that'll be what it's going to look like. It'll leave behind the silver that's on there. So, and then I'll probably do another one in the closing. I'll do a closing part to this video, and I'll have it clear coated so you can see what it looks like clear coated. So, all right, well, stay tuned.
this. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know.
Okay, there you go. Looks pretty good. I can tell. So these spots here are where I poked it as it was drying. Got to try to create some bigger spiders in there. Bigger, longer crystals. Looks like it kind of worked in some spots, but it looks like to me, so I tilted this way when I tilted the water off. So this had more of a pool on it as it dried. And besides this, so you can see the difference between here, kind of as it went this way. It looks a little better over in this area than this did here. So I think the key is if you have a good film across there, tilt it to get your suds off there, but then just leave it, and it's a waiting game. I would just let it dry until it's all the way dry from the pool of water. So yeah, we just used some, it seemed like the soap and water worked a little better to get all the urea off. So yeah, there we go. So I'm gonna clear coat this, and I'll do end video to this where you can see it clear coated, and we'll just kind of wrap it up. So okay, well, there you go. There's the Chrystal effect using a urea solution. As you can see, turned out pretty good. We clear coated this last night, so yeah, everything turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the results. I may try to use the ox gall again in the same manner I used with the dish soap. I don't know if I necessarily tried it that way because everyone says that the ox gall works better. So I want to give that one more try before I write it off. But anyways, turned out pretty good. One thing I was looking for is, I see some of these guys on YouTube where these spiders out there really big. So I don't know how to achieve that. If any of you guys out there know how to do that, what I need to change up or do, just leave some comments in my comment section and let me know. I'd be more than happy to learn something new. And so, yeah, and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. There's going to be more to come on this helmet cutout here, some more graphics. So subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for those. The next thing I'm probably going to do on this project is we're going to do some candy, a two-tone candy on this Chrystal effect, and that's going to serve as our main background. And then I'm going to do some more graphics on this. I know I'm going to do some variegated leaf on it, so stay tuned for that. And so, yeah, well, that kind of wraps this video up, and I'll see you on the next one.